It started in '61 when my father, Marty Connealy, and my mother, Donnie, bought 40 head of registered Angus heifers. And it was, I guess, unique in that they were probably the only Angus cattle that were in this region, this county. Through the 80s, at the time that Sharon and I actually graduated from college and made a decision as to whether or not we were going to come home or not. My 6 other siblings had made decisions to take professions in other areas because the 80s, the ranch was not very solvent. And so, the decision to come back home and to try to make a living, that was probably the boldest decision that we made. And then we went on into the early 90s and we were lucky enough to sell some bulls at a decent price and have some bulls that kind of were headliners. And the bull probably that sticks out was Connealy Dateline, and he ended up being an excellent breeding bull. And I can remember, up to that point that, boy, it seemed like after every sale you kind of licked your wounds and you wondered how you were going to survive. We were able to ride that wave and survive.
My training from college is in speech and language pathology, and I have a bachelor's, and at that time I could have worked, but it just sort of made sense for me to help him. We had no extra help, it was just him and me, so I would strap the child in the car seat and open gates for him. And I night capped, which I have to tell you was such a joke. I night checked, and then if I saw anything happening, I would wake him up. So that's sort of how that went.
All the paperwork, all the HIR work, the catalog, she does all that. She's the glue that holds everything together.
We have 4 children. We have one son, Ben, who is in San Diego, and he is involved with Navy medicine. Then we have 3 other children who are on the ranch. Our oldest son is Jed. Jed is sort of our off-site person, marketing calves and doing breeding projects. His wife, Jace, is a trained veterinarian. Our daughter, Hannah, is on the ranch with us. She helps me a great deal in the office. She is also instrumental in running our meat market wing. We have Connealy Angus Meat Market. And then our youngest son, Gabriel, he and his wife, Becca. Gabriel is more on the ranch with Jerry, and Becca is actually a nurse, but she works together with Gabriel. The family element has broadened our horizons. Jerry and I would have been stuck in a rut, and we wouldn't have expanded like we have, and we wouldn't have had all the new, fresh ideas.
I was blessed to be able to be raised out here in an agricultural family, and our children have been, and our grandchildren up to date have been, and so it's a wonderful way to do that, but along with that comes extreme amount of work, dedication, and innovation. I mean, we have to be educated, we have to be progressive, you have to adopt the new things out there that science has proven that are real and that work. We want our customers to be able to be generational. From a genetic standpoint, we want to make sure that we don't get in the way, and as a matter of fact, that we lend to the ability for them to be generational, to hand their commercial operations on down to their children and grandchildren.
We are continually surprised and shocked and humbled by the fact that we're still here and the fact that we are surrounded by so many good people.
Sitting in the 8 years I was on the board and watching who has been inducted, never in 1,000 years would have I thought that could happen to us. It's overwhelming, it's flattering, it's humbling. Probably my only regret is that my late father and my mother still alive couldn't see what's happened from that meager existence that they started and the dreams they had that were actually being inducted into heritage. I know he'd be so proud of his family and the legacy that he was able to leave.